Hi, hello. What is this, a YouTube video? I think, yeah, it's that. Anyway, so Comic-Con is like, I don't know, 2, 3 days away with the big announcements from DC and Marvel happening, I think Saturday and Sunday? No, Friday and Saturday. I don't know. During the weekend, DC and Marvel are gonna have their big competition to see who will make more money. We all know it's gonna be Marvel. They're gonna make more money. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying, man. Anyway, like I'm sort of iffy on the Marvel output. Like they've made like 3,000 TV shows. One of them is good. I haven't seen Miss Marvel, but I like Loki. That was it. I don't like the other ones. Marvel movie, the movie on the movie side, they're decreasing in quality too. I mean, which ones have I seen in Phase 4? I saw Shang-Chi, wasn't the biggest fan of that one. I kind of thought the third act got lost. Like, it either wanted it to be like a kung fu fight or a dragon fight, and they were like, we could do both. And then they couldn't. Um, and then I started Eternals, but I was like, this isn't a movie to be sober for. So then I moved on. Um, and then I saw No Way Home. That shit rocked. Okay, that one was good. But that's a Sony co-production. But not to say Marvel didn't have a huge part of it, because they did, because they wanted, Doctor Strange was in it, so they were like had a lot of input on the stuff. But that one, and then okay. See, that's the problem. I don't like, they have so much stuff I can't remember. I want to say the one after that was it was Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I saw that 3 weeks ago, maybe, and it's pretty good. This is coming from someone who loves Sam Raimi. Like, I love Sam Raimi. I've loved all of his movies. I haven't seen all of them. I've seen most of them, but haven't seen all of them, and I've loved them. I've loved all of them. Not like I liked them. I loved them, and I have a great respect for the first Evil Dead. Just the fact that it got made is insane to me. But yeah. And I feel like with that movie, he jumped in on the Marvel ship too late, right? So when he started making his MCU movie, the MCU was already balls deep in its own mythology and universe building. That then Sam Raimi, who's a very singular voice as a filmmaker, had to sort of curtail his experience and creative instincts and mesh them with the studio driven MCU style. And it created for me at least, a middling first and second act and a pretty good third act. And then it was over. I think he should make I think they should legitimately let him make a crazy balls out MCU movie with a different character, not one that's established, but a new character that we haven't seen. Maybe they should have let him do Werewolf by Night. You know how fucking cool that would have been if he did Werewolf by Night, not fucking Michael Giacchino, which is also cool. I like Michael Giacchino, but he's never directed anything like this. Could you imagine the fucking eyeballs you'd get if you said the director of the Evil Dead trilogy and the Spider-Man trilogy is directing Werewolf by Night for Disney Plus? You know, it's getting eyes on your streamer. It's a sort of a horror bent MCU thing. That's right in that Sam Raimi wheelhouse, and it's a superhero thing, which he's more than proven that he's capable of delivering with the Spider-Man trilogy, which is a brilliant trilogy. It's better than the Dark Knight trilogy. Come at me. There's only one good movie in that trilogy, which is the Dark Knight. I don't like Batman Begins, but that's another video. Um, but I saw Thor: Love and Thunder on Sunday. That one was good. I know everyone on Twitter hates it because it's funny or something. I don't know. Like, it's very clear that whatever, like, I have criticisms of the movie. Jane Foster didn't really do it for me, character or acting wise, but and some of the jokes, honestly, like I know that was a big criticism on Twitter, but there were a couple jokes that were kind of weird. I thought Stormbreaker's like character was weird, that he was jealous of Mjolnir. I thought that was a weird inclusion, but other than that, it was a blast. And I understand, like, it's a movie for 12-year-olds. It's a movie for kids to go in there and have a good fucking time, and it does that. And it's a very fun time, and yeah, good movie, good time, good time movie. I'm rambling, but on the other hand, you have DC, who going into this Comic Con are looking pretty good, honestly. They have They've had Suicide Squad, which was a big hit on HBO Max and did pretty good considering it was a pandemic in the box office. It was critically acclaimed. It engendered a spin-off show, actually multiple spin-offs. I think they're doing a Thinker spin-off, even though he got ripped in half, but whatever. Um and then the Batman, of course, which is like a comic book masterpiece. It is it's beautiful. Like, it's a beautiful 3-hour superhero crime drama that's also not afraid to go a little goofy with it, but it meshes it in a way that works. I like see people aren't gonna like this take, but it's mine, so fuck you. Um it should be nominated for Oscars because that's how much care and filmmaking prowess is on display, is Oscar worthy. Especially from Robert Pattinson and Matt Reeves. They both fucking killed it. And Zoe Kravitz, go ahead. She was great in the movie. Nominate her. Um, just for fun. But especially to nominate Paul Dano. His performance was great. From being like this insane serial killer to being this like obviously very damaged but also still an insane serial killer. Like I thought everything from top to bottom was great. Now, what that does, because they were both successful, the Suicide Squad and its spinoff, and the Batman, what it does is it stacks it up against Marvel, because now they're showing that they are diversifying their portfolio, right? So it's not just one type of Marvel movie. They have like different genres, Marvel, but they all pretty much feel like the same movie. Or the Batman, even if you didn't like it, or Suicide Squad, if you didn't like it, they felt like their own movies. They felt like they were a movie that was trying to tell a story. Whether they did that successfully or not, that's up to the viewer. I personally thought they both did great. Now, what they need, I think, to be their big, like, linchpin, like, big moment, is to make a Superman movie and make it like a PG-13 fun time. Make it like a Donner Superman movie, but with more modern, sensibilities. I would love to see like Edgar Wright direct a movie like that. I think that he would kill that, and I think that would make a lot of money because Superman is hot shit, and they've done enough of Batman, and Superman hasn't been in a solo movie in 9 years. Yeah, Man of Steel was his last solo movie. I know there's Batman v Superman, but that's two characters that I don't know. But going into them, I say DC kind of looks better in a critical standpoint because they've made some very different very different movies, but that were also really good. And then Marvel is doing very well monetarily, which they will continue to do for the foreseeable future. But they've all kind of made the same movie, just with different cinematography and like different characters, but they all feel the same, like you're watching a TV show, which I know is a common thing to say with the MCU, but it's true. It's a very TV showy thing. What I want to talk about now is what Marvel is probably going to announce. What I think they should, to help them out. They'll probably, it's pretty obvious, they'll show stuff for Black Panther 2, because that's supposedly coming out very soon. They'll show stuff for probably the Marvels, I would say, and Ant-Man. I think everything next year will get a shout out at some point. So Guardians 3 and the Guardians holiday special, which both things I'm very excited for, will get shout outs. Blade, I'm 100% sure we'll get a shout out, probably a casting thing. I like the idea of Anthony Starr playing Dracula, but that's a side thing. Um, I'm iffy on the Fantastic Four thing, but I could see it happening, especially if they want to get like a big thing from the con, like if they want to have a big news day for them, drum up a lot of press. And maybe Deadpool 3, but they might not want to mesh that. But now what they should announce is, Deadpool 3. I think if they want to show how different they are, because I think they won't announce it in the Hall H panel, because then it's like you're mixing the kids stuff with the rated R stuff, and I think they're like, eh. But I think they should, because then it's like, okay, we're making kids stuff, but it's also for adults. That's the direction we're taking Marvel now, is that it's not just for kids, it's for everybody. Which I know it was before, but you know what I'm saying. Deadpool 3, and I think they should announce, I think I saw this somewhere, that they were thinking about it, but a Wolverine movie in Madripoor, which I heard was a rumor. I think if that's true, they should announce it. Because that sounds like a very different kind of movie that they could do if they did it right. Where now we're putting Wolverine cinematically in a place we've never seen him before, which is like a sort of, city under grimy crime boss sort of thing, and then maybe at the end of that one you could have him go to the X-Men. But whatever. What else should they announce that would help them get brownie points? Oh, probably some I think live action anthology shows would honestly help them a lot, because then it's a very like, okay, well, it's like a surprise each week, which I know that's what if is. But if they could like get live action, then sadly more eyes will get on it because it's live action, and I think it should be equal in both departments. But whatever. So like, if they did, like, let me think. This was another rumor I heard. At one point, that they were thinking about doing a Tales from Asgard, which could be interesting, because now if it's an anthology, you could go through all the time, like you could do any sort of point in time of Asgard's history. So before Thor was born, when they were kind of when Thor was young, and then so before, like, I'm just trying to collect my thoughts. So like before Thor is born, when they're just pillaging shit, and Hell is there, and then when Thor is young, when they're when Asgard's developing its moral compass, and then when Thor is sort of the brash, like beat the shit out of everything, you could have like people who, because you can't afford Chris Hemsworth for his own episodes. You could have like a Volstagg episode, but you could have it be like him be affected by the brashness of a young Thor at one point. I don't know. I don't write this shit. But another show I think they should announce, which was, I think, confirmed, which is their like kind of Game of Thrones Wakanda show. That'd be great. I like that. If they did like an actual like Game of Thrones thing. I'm not saying like violent and like with sex, but I'm saying like political intrigue, a lot of long dialogue scenes. Like that would be a great way to differentiate yourself from your past work, Marvel. That's about it for what I think they should announce. But to DC, this is a messy video, but who cares? Um, but DC, what they'll probably announce and add more context to, they've already confirmed that they're doing stuff with Black Adam and Shazam. But I think beyond that, with the sort of leak, I don't know if it was leaked, but the information that the new owners of WWE want to make a Superman movie, like a full on Superman movie with Clark Kent. I heard maybe Henry Cavill probably they would probably announce that to be like game over bitches, we're making a Superman movie. They'd probably announce I think a lot of HBO Max's DC stuff will have a big presence because of Peacemaker and how successful that was for their platform. Just for basic, like not basic, but like just the everyday watcher, how like popular that show was, and for it to have like a Z-list anti-hero villain. Granted, it had John Cena, so that doesn't help. That doesn't hurt, but still, like that's a big deal to have kind of that small villain and references to other small stuff be such a big hit. So I think they'll be like, this is a streaming thing we're doing, this is a streaming thing we're doing, and it's all going to have very different creative visions. They'll probably, because James Gunn is rumored to be there for Guardians 3, but I'm sure he'll also have a presence at the DC Hall H panel, which it will probably be like, these are the other Suicide Squad spin-offs I'm doing, and whatever. They'll probably do Zatanna with the rumors that Dua Lipa will star in it. They'll probably like drumming that up, which I think Dua Lipa is a good choice for Zatanna. I don't know. I don't know. Let me think. What else would they announce? Um, See, I'm creating dead air, which I don't like, but bear with me. Probably more stuff with the Batman Cape Crusader and Superman, My Adventures with Superman cartoons that they're making for HBO Max and Cartoon Network. I think that'll get more, but on a smaller scale, probably at like an animation panel. But I think HBO Max is big enough that they'd probably be like, by the way, we're doing DC stuff because they've kind of, I'm sure they were planning on having Flash stuff there, but I think with the stuff with Ezra Miller and what happened with them, they're probably gonna drop that movie in theaters with little to no fanfare and just hope for the best so that nobody gets hurt. Um, See, I have a lot of ideas of what they could announce, but they all kind of meld into what I like them to announce, which is my fanboy shit. One more thing that I think they will talk about at least is Batman 2. I think with the huge success that first one was, both critically, both audience wise, both and financially, I think, especially on social media, because if you can make a meme out of that fucking movie, which there were several made out of the Batman, that's a huge thing. So they'll probably talk about it at least, if not, at the very least, they'll be like, yeah, thanks for coming out to the Batman in March. But I think they'll talk about it. What I'd like them to announce is the fucking Constantine show. Okay? I don't care if, like, people are mad about the casting. Constantine's cool. Or Constantine. He's cool, okay? I just want him to have a show again. Please. I want him to have a show. That's just pure petty fanboy shit. But I'm okay with it. I'd like them to announce a Jeffrey Dean Morgan Batman, Thomas Wayne Batman HBO Max series or miniseries, because that'd be awesome. And another way that they could what they've already been doing is differentiate themselves, because now it's like anybody's Batman, fuck it. And I also like the story of Thomas Wayne's Batman, even beyond that Flashpoint. What else would I like them to announce? Oh, probably like a Green Arrow HBO Max show. I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be a lot of fun to make like more comic accurate version of Green Arrow for the show. Which I saw 2 seasons of the CW show. It wasn't my thing. I didn't like how serious it was. I felt like with a premise like that, it should have been a little more goofy. especially because Green Arrow is largely a more humorous character in the comics. But they wanted, I think the problem that CW had is that they wanted to make a Batman show, but they didn't have Batman. Either way. Um, See, I think what they're going to do is just dump, like not dump, but create a lot of these HBO Max shows for small characters that are interesting but would not have any legs to stand on in the box office. So I think what I'd like them to announce is like a Booster Gold show. You know how fucking cool that'd be? Like a high-ish budget Booster Gold show. I would like I'd become the worst person in the world if they did that. Then they could like or like a Blue Beetle and Booster Gold show. That'd be awesome. I'll pay my money. I'll pay money to WB to do it right now. Like, and then I think would be cool is if they announced more like actual like theatrical animated movies. I think that'd be honestly cool, but that's just opinion things, and I'm running out of breath, so I want to wrap this up. So this is my like first YouTube video. If you liked it, like it, and if you really liked it, it'd be cool if you subscribed and did the bell thing so that you could get my notifications. Right, toodaloo.